we don't worship our ancestors. We only honor them or reverence them. But do you pray to your ancestors? Do you make libations, calling on your ancestors for protection, for whatever? If you do that, that is worship. I'm going to tell you how. Prayer is an act of worship. You cannot separate the two. Okay? You try to justify praying to your ancestors by saying, I'm not worshiping my ancestors. I'm just talking to them. Or I'm asking them to watch over me. Do you know that you are apportioning omnipresent, omniscience power to your ancestors? Prayer is exclusively divine communication. When you pray, you communicate with the divine. It is not just a conversation. It is a spiritual act of devotion. It is an act of petition, and it is communion. Directing your prayers to a deceased person attributes these characteristics, making that person omnipresent with spiritual authority. You're giving that to a mortal soul, to somebody who lived and walked the earth like you and I. This strictly, exclusively belong to God Almighty. Now, prayer to your ancestors is one of the most common cultural traditions that can easily slip you into spiritual idolatry. You attempt to separate prayer from worship, arguing that when you speak to your deceased family member, you're just asking them for favor or showing respect. No, you are not. You are worshiping them. Prayer is an act of worship. The moment you bow your head, lift your voice, or direct your spirit to address a deceased person, you are assigning that person the omnipresence and spiritual authority that belongs to only God Almighty, the Creator. Your ancestors cannot hear you. They cannot intercede for you. And they cannot grant you your blessings. Praying to the dead is not showing respect. It is giving to human spirit what should exclusively belong to God Almighty. Chukokike, the only creator of the heavens and the earth. Now, to believe that a deceased relative is in the realm of the spirit, can hear your quiet thoughts, can hear your voice from anywhere on the earth, it's like giving them omnipresence and omniscience powers. Those attributes are what we know God for. The one who stays here and is everywhere at the same time. The one who hears one and hears all at once. No other person has that power. Now, when you ask your ancestors for protection, for health, for wealth, for guidance, you are treating them as a source of supernatural intervention. You are seeking supernatural blessings and outcomes from anyone other than God. And that is just worship. Okay? What do you think worship is? You think worship is going to church, raise your hand, worship, praise and worship? No. There are people who don't go to church and they are strong worshippers of God. There are people who don't go to mosque and they are worshippers of God. Okay? You must know where to draw the line between honor and worship. This is where a lot of you get it mixed up. You say you are honoring, but what you are doing as honor is actually worshiping. When you honor your ancestors, you are remembering their names. You are telling stories about them, the good legacy they left behind. You are thanking God for your family bloodline, that your ancestors were here and they made a way for you to get to this bloodline. Oh, thank you, great God, the creator of the heavens and the earth. But when you are praying to your ancestors, which is idolatry, you are talking to them, you are making petitions, you're pouring libations, you're asking the spirit of the dead to protect, to bless, and to guide your life. You're directing spiritual energy and devotion to somebody that lived like me and you and died. What you do to yourself is you open doors to familiar spirits. You open doors to strange covenants. You open doors to spiritual bondages. Please, I did not say don't respect your ancestors. Respect where you come from, but never you bow to the ancestors in your bloodline. Keep your spiritual worship and altar pure by reserving every prayer, petition, and worship strictly to the living God. Let all your prayers and worship go to God. That is when you know you are a true worshiper.